All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another live stream here on Woo English. As always, we meet in another live stream, and today we are going to discuss a very controversial topic, a topic that has received a lot of attention in the last few weeks. I think, in addition to the topic that we talked about in a previous live stream about Greenland, I think this is also a very important, very hot very relevant uh, topic that's going on in the world, especially from the United States. So today we talk about what's going on in. Oh, oops, it's not. It's not. Well, it's not. It's not. Test your English, but it's what's going on with the ice, with the ice. And of course, when we talk about ice, I'm not talking about the ice that falls from the snow or the ice that we get when water is cold, but we are talking about the forces in the United States that have received a lot of backlash in the last few weeks because of what they have been doing. So today we will try to understand the full story. So welcome to this live stream. Of course, this is Woo English. Our channel is dedicated to learning English through stories. We give you daily videos about daily topics about actuality, what's happening in the world, so that you are learning two things at the same time. You are learning English and you are learning about news. You are learning and following what's happening in the world. As I said, today we talk about ice, and let's go and jump into what we have. So the first activity we have today is test your knowledge about the world, right? About what's going on with ice. And before we do that, I would love to invite you to kindly like this video, share it with a friend of yours you think will want to learn some English. And finally, make sure to subscribe if this is your first time watching this channel. Before we start, I would love to start with a question not related to ice at all. So, how is the weather where you are? You can use an emoji. Okay, so the first question actually is not related to what's going on with ice or the ice forces. It's a question about what's going on in the world in a complete different uh, angle, from a completely different angle from the weather. So, how is the weather in your place where you are? Today, I'm in Morocco. I'm streaming from Morocco, and the weather here is absolutely very cold. It's very cold. There is a kind of storm. Weathers. Did I write weathers? Oh, weather. So, Rookie, hi. Okay. So, Rookie, or yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. How is the weather? Is it hot? Is it cold? Right? Is it cold? Is there a lot of rain from the sky? How is the weather where you are, guys? Why am I asking this question? I'm asking this question because last year, this time last year, in my country there wasn't a lot of rain, but this year there is a lot of rain. So I'm quite happy, I'm quite satisfied, but I'm very cold. Sunny and cool from Istanbul. That's nice. That's nice. Normally, I've visited Istanbul once around this time. Normally, Istanbul is very cold. No, it's very interesting that it's sunny. Though Istanbul, I think sometimes there is snow. So welcome, Aigu. How can I call you? Aigu. I'm gonna start just call you Aigun. Aigun. Oh no, Aigu. Okay. So how is the weather? Or is this your first time watching this channel? And what's your name, of course? How can I call you? Because the first part of your name is not something I can say. Not now. Nice. Interesting. Because as I said, I visited Istanbul once in my life, and it was one of the coldest places I've ever seen. So I see more people joining. How is the weather in your places? Before we talk about ice, the ice forces, uh, How is the weather? I just want to check on you, see if you are freezing, if you are melting. How what's up? So let's go now and check a little bit of what's going on with ice. Following the first time live. Nice. Good. So this is, I think, your first time watching us live. Thank you. Can you tell me your name? Because I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. It's a long tag name. So for those of you who probably are watching this live stream for the first time, this is WooEnglish, and it is Aygun. Okay, Aygun. All right. And it is a channel that we dedicate to teaching you English, and we teach you English through stories. And when I say stories, I don't mean fiction. I don't mean stories about like princesses or about something imaginary. Where we teach you through stories that are real, right? Real stories that happened in the world. And today we are covering what's happening in the United States and what ICE is doing. And today you are going to learn everything about ICE. You're going to learn everything about ICE today. Okay, so let's go and start with our first activity. So the first activity is test your knowledge about ICE. First question, ICE is part of, and maybe I should show you what I mean when I say ICE. Because I don't want to be misunderstood, right? I'm not talking about the ice, which is a form of water. I'm talking about these guys. Let me show them to you. It's a form of police that exists in the United States, but they are not like the regular police, but we'll see exactly how they are different, right? Let me share my screen with you. So this is the ICE I'm talking about. Okay, this is the ICE I'm talking about. They are a special force in the police in the United States. Sometimes they get called ICE police or police ICE, or so it's a special type of police, and they have a special job. And recently, there have been a lot of talk about them. There is a lot of things going on in the United States with ICE, and people are not happy. Some people are happy, but this is what we want to see today. This is what we want to discover. Okay, so let's remove this and let's go back to here. So when I say ICE, what do you think ICE is part of? Are they part of the FBI? Are they part of the Department of Homeland Security? When you see the D, that means Department of Homeland Security, or Department of Justice. So which part are they of? Ice. As I said, when I say ice, I don't mean the ice, the form of water. It's two. Brian, how are you doing? Brian, you are correct. You are absolutely correct. Ice. These people. Let me show them again. These people, so that you see on top of the screen, these are part of but they are working with one for enforcement, with law enforcement. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Question number 2. What do ICE do, or what does ICE do? This unit, what is their main job? It's to help people find jobs. Maybe that's what ICE stands for. Arrest drug dealers, or find and arrest illegal people. When we say illegal, meaning people who are in the United States without legal documents. They just entered the United States illegally. Brian, where are you joining us from? Gonna see which side your stream leads to. Lol. Okay. Fine, of course. Where are you joining us from, by the way? So I know Aygun is from two. Oh, yes. Aygun from States. Oh, nice. So I would love to hear your opinion, maybe not now, maybe later, about ice. I hope I hope we will stay neutral, of course. So the main job of ICE, at least this time, is to find and Isabel, hi, how are you? Is to uh, find Snooper. The Expo is mainly supposed to do three. Maybe arrest drug dealers as well, especially if they are there in the United States illegally. But the main one is to uh, arrest people who are there illegally, of course, in the United States. Nice. ICE. So what does it stand for? It stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Internal Crime Enforcers, right? Enforcers or International Citizens Experts. That's interesting. Interesting options we have here. One, Brian. Brian, the expert on ICE matters. Get Gestapo. Oh, Gestapo. The Gestapo is mainly supposed to do three. Or Gestapo. Does that mean? What does that mean? Not familiar with this word. The German secret police. And oh wow. Oh wow. I wish I'm just informed observer. Fine. Great. As they said, of course, I'm just joking, but I always love to have someone who has inside knowledge about what's going on, about the topic of the live stream. That's always a nice thing to have. Whether you are an expert or no, but you are there, right? I'm not there. I'm getting all my information from my what I research, but of course it's always um, lacking something, of course. Okay, it's Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and so the short form is ICE. ICE agents can arrest people who do not have legal papers, meaning they don't have they don't have American citizenship, have legal citizenship, or people who criticize Trump. Which people are arrested by ICE? ICE has the tag of Gestapo, but they are more like German SA brown shirts. This is the first time I'm learning this from you, Snooper and Brian. This is the first time I hear this, and this is the first time I learned the word Gestapo. So thank you guys. So I'm not teaching here, I'm learning. And this is the best thing about teaching. You're always to be one, but they arrest all three. Yes, I totally agree with that, actually. From what I've seen recently, one. Yes. So Isabel says one. Isabel, how is life? By the way, Brian, I'm gonna ask you a question unrelated. Same for Snooper, same for Isabel. How is the weather where you are, guys? I think the United States, there are some snowstorms. Isabel, I'm not sure how is the situation in Spain. Okay. Yes, good. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna hide this tag. Of course, I will count on you to double click on the screen to give this video a like. That's how we spread the word. It's by you guys liking this video, maybe interacting with it, and then YouTube says, "Well, this video seems very interesting. Let me suggest it to more people." So that's how it goes. So I'm counting on you to double click on the screen. That's all it takes. I'm sorry, I'm just checking if everything is good on my phone. I'm trapped in my house. I see. So there is the storm. The weather where I am is a lot of snow. Nice, nice, interesting. But you see, is this normal or is this more than usual? Okay. Yes. So I'm going to share with you some statements. You tell me if they are true or if they are a myth or fact. ICE officers only arrest criminals. ICE officers only arrest criminals. Is this a fact or is this a myth? Abby is so done with ice. Trumpedo. Abby, yes. Uh, Isabel, it rains very often. We are tired of it. Besides, here, the situation is not strict, fortunately. More people try to find. And what? What do they try to find? Myth. Abby, myth. Yes, it's a myth. It's a myth. It's coming for me, I say. I'm glad it's not like Kamchatka. What's that? You guys are teaching me a lot of words today. Um, so this is, I think, a peninsula, and oh, it's very snowy there. Oh, okay. Some citizens sometimes tip off ice officers. What do we mean by tip them off? They give them information about someone who is illegally in the United States. For example, someone might call ICE and say, "Hey, I have this coworker, and I don't think he is in the United States legally. I don't think he has papers. I don't think he has a visa. I don't think he has a citizenship. So you need to come and investigate this ICE." Good. This is what I want. Good. I have someone say, "Go ICE." So so both sides of the spectrum are here today. Fact. Fact. As they should. No enforcement is perfect, and there will always be mess ups. But the majority of the arrests are towards criminals. Sunshi, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I hope I'm not. Um, Fact. Yes, this is a fact, of course. I hope I'm not butchering your name, man. Uh, I love what's happening in the chat. As I said, people will have different opinions about what's going on. Some people, I've seen a lot. Like before I came to do this live stream, before I came live, I made sure to see what's going on both sides. So I know that a lot of people are against what's going on. A lot of people are out there protesting. They say uh, uh, ICE out, and there are other people who are again protesting in support of ICE. They say ICE is are just doing their job, and um, they should. Well, they're just deporting people who don't have a paper, should not be in the United States. So it depends. My friend Isabel says, here we have to thank many people who come from abroad. They do works that native people from Spain do not do. Very nice. That's another. I know a lot of Moroccans, a lot of people from my country do indeed come to Europe, and a lot of them, the majority of them, they are hardworking people. Some of them are scumbags who don't do anything. But of course, I'm with people going abroad, working, and making a better life for themselves. Nice. Okay, ICE officers may use weapons. This is a fact. They use weapons, or this is a myth. These guys are very peaceful. They never use weapons. Let me see what's going on. Oh, my friend Orti Isabel is also on Instagram. I It's the same. Oh, okay, okay. So you were watching, Isabel. You were watching from Instagram, and now you are on Facebook, on YouTube. Nice. Fact. Of course, this is a fact. They do use weapons, and this is actually why we are talking about them today. ICE officers are widely supported by Americans. Sunshi, I hope I'm not butchering your name, uh, is one of the people who support ICE. I can tell. Who else supports ICE? Abby, absolutely. Abby says no, down with the ICE. This is a myth for Brian. This is a myth. Fact. Igun. The name, as I said, Igun. This name sounds very sus for me to say in English, but I'm gonna say it because that's your name. 3, 2, 1. Myth. It's a myth. They are not well supported by the United States. Okay, next question, but I need to. Yes. ICE officers haven't ended anyone's life in 2026. We are 27 days into 2026. 27 days only. You're talking about the name. Well, because it sounds like a different sentence in English. That's why. It's a new vocabulary for I'm sorry, or I please myself. And a lot of young people say I goon to mean they please themselves. Fact, of course, it's a myth. It's a myth. They've killed so far. They've ended 9 people's lives. They ended 9 lives so far. 2 of them are very famous these days, and we are going to talk about them today. Actually, yeah, we're going to talk about 2. So I'm gonna go a little faster. ICE agents only work on the United States borders. Well, since they are related to immigration, Nigud, Alex Pretty, Keith Porter. Yes, these are the 3. Yes, these are the 3 most famous people. Brian, my friend, is helping me with the names. I don't memorize the names. I didn't memorize the names. I'm sorry, but I feel very sorry for those people. We're gonna talk about them today, by the way. But unfortunately, I couldn't memorize the names. But my friend is helping me here. But there are 9 people, by the way, 9 people whose life were ended just in the last 27 days. 27 days into 27, right? Yes, 27 days, and already 9 people have lost their lives to ICE. Okay. Myth, of course. They don't function only in borders, they also function inside cities, and this is exactly what's happening. People, I'm sorry, I just need to. Public protests happened after the shootings. I'm gonna just reveal this one, of course, this is a fact. These are some images from the protests that are going on across the United States, especially in states where shootings happened. I really love some of these signs. One of them says, "End the Ice Age." That's a very clever joke and a very clever motto, actually. End the Ice Age. You can see they blame immigrants, so you won't blame billionaires. So a lot of people say, "Well, this is the billionaires," because you know what's happening. A lot of rich people they give jobs to illegal people, and a lot of people are blaming the immigrants. Well, sometimes we can say the immigrants are just trying to find a better life for themselves, as far as they are following the law, of course, paying their taxes. But I'm not sure if they can pay the taxes if they are illegal. However, a lot of people say, well, we should not blame that person because he's just trying to work and build a better life for themselves. We should criticize the billionaires, the rich people who are employing them, because they employ them for less price than an American, for less salary. It's very complicated. Yeah. Okay. So now we talk about the 2 very famous cases that happened in the United States. There have been 9, but these are the names by my friend Brian. And there have been a lot of cases of people shot, of lives ended by ICE. But we're going to talk about the 2 famous ones. The first one I think you've seen happened in Minneapolis. It's a woman, a 37-year-old woman was shot and killed by ICE during an enforcement action in Minneapolis. The woman was driving a car. The video is very, very famous. The video is very viral. The government said she tried to harm officers with her vehicle, but witnesses and officials disagree. A lot of people disagree on the facts around this case. A lot of people say, well, she tried to run the officer over, she tried to hit him with her car. Other people say she did not try to do that, and he was in no place to shoot her. That was the first one. So I'm gonna show it again. These are the facts. These are just a like few information about what happened with the first victim of one of the most famous cases. And by the way, this is the case we're going to talk about today. The second case, which happened a couple of days ago, a few days ago, is another man, a 37-year-old man called Alex Pretty, was shot and killed by a border patrol agent while observing and assisting others. Okay, CNN. Oh, wow. CNN loves criminals. Patrol agents while observing and assisting others. Videos and witnesses say he was unarmed and helping others before the shooting. And this guy, I think, is a man who is working like in the health services. He's a health service man. Someone says all killings were justified. All out-of-staters, meaning they came from Stony. Oh my God, Stony says fake news. Well, the videos are there, Stony, don't you think? The videos are there. Like, for example, the last guy, Alex. Well, we could all see that. Well, they say that he had the gun, but there are a lot of videos from different angles that show that ICE agents took the gun away before they shoot him. So, but again, you're entitled to your own Brian. The NRA even detested comments by the admin. So what's fake about this, Tony? What do you think is fake about these stories? What's fake about them? What part? It seems easier to join through Instagram. Okay, Isabel, it's fine. Join from any place you think is suitable for you, right? But thank you. You are always there. You are always there in engaging and all. I'm waiting for my friend Tony to tell me what's fake about these stories. So let's see. Let's see. As I said, I don't want to take no sides. Though I have, of course, my own opinion, but I don't want to take sides. So I'm going to show you the arguments or the reaction of Americans. So how Americans reacted. So there are people, of course, who are against ICE actions, and they say these actions violate civil rights and freedom of speech. For example, filming or observing, like the case of Alex. Alex, the last man, was not part of anything. He was just filming with his phone. The execution of Alex, exactly. So even detested comments by the admin. So even the NRA, because I've seen as the officer who pulled the gun did not say he took the gun. Exactly. Because I've seen that they took the gun away from the men. Well, he had the gun, but he didn't have it out, and it was a legal gun. Like he had the documents and all, and or the license. But I'm not from the United States. I'm not sure what to say. So he had the license, I think, to carry, and the officer took the gun, and then he was shot. So a lot of people say, well, they were not in their rights to shoot the guy. So when you tell me the NRA even detested comments, meaning they did not comment, or what's the deal? Because I've seen someone say a lot of people, especially MAGA people, they were saying for years, they were saying even if people get shot in schools through school shootings, the Second Amendment of having a gun is a right, and people should have guns. But now they say, well, why did the guy have a gun? So, well, because of the Second Amendment that you have been defending for ages. That's why he had a gun on him. So let's see what are the opinions of people. So some people say these actions violate civil rights and freedom of speech because the guy was filming, right? The guy was filming in the beginning. So a lot of people say, well, that's freedom of speech or observing. And also, they criticize ICE actions because they believe there was an excessive force used against an unarmed civilians without clear threats. Again, this is disputed because some people say the woman had the vehicle that she could harm the officers with. The guy had the gun that he could harm the officers with. Again, details are debatable. Well, people who defend ICE, like my man Stony in the chat, who refuses to tell me why are we fake news, says officers must protect themselves when they think they are in danger. Details are what? Viney speeds. Well, as I said, for example, for the first woman, the lady that was shot, again, I don't remember the names. Some people say she wanted to harm the officers. That's what I mean by details, because I don't have all the details, right? Different people provide different information, and a lot of things can be debated. As I said, I'm not sure. Like again, I'm starting also from what people say in the chat, because I don't want to argue. I want people to give their opinions and we can debate. You shouldn't be making these videos. Why not? Renee. Yes, the lady Renee, I think. So, people who are with ICE say officers must protect themselves when they. Renee, good. You aren't smart enough. Well, I'm not the smartest person in the room. When they think they are in danger, enforcement of immigration law is necessary for public safety. So this is, and I've also took some time to check what different like news outlets are saying, and of course Fox News and other right-leaning news outlets are of course defending what ICE is doing, and they say that's within their job. They need to protect themselves, etc., etc. So, Viney, what's your opinion? Okay, so before we listen, I want you to take some time, think about these cases. I don't know, take also what you know about these cases and tell me, what do you think? What do you think about the situation? Viney, you have a lot of anger in you, my friend. You have a lot of anger and you have a lot of energy to argue. It happens. What happens? Again, can you at least clarify to me which side are you on? I would love just to know: are you with ICE? Are you against ICE? Do you think these actions were justifiable? Do you think they were just crimes? Right? What do you think? Because as I said, I'm not trying to give my personal opinion here. I'm just using what's going on, this case with ICE, what's going on with ICE to teach some English. That's all I'm doing here. And I'm sharing some of the facts or some of the details of what's happening with the people who follow this channel who may not know or speak English well. So that's what I'm doing, just like transferring what's going on. So again, if you can just clarify for me, which side are you on? Are you justifying what I said? Are you not justifying what I said? That would make things a little clearer for me. So I'm gonna show again this. So these are some arguments presented by the different people involved against. So my friend Isabel on Instagram says she is against what's happening. A lot of people are actually, and as I said, a lot of people are even out there protesting, asking ICE to leave. And from what I've seen before, like I've seen a couple of days ago, I've seen that there was a circular, a document, an official document that was kept secret and that allowed ICE to take actions that were not possible before, even illegally, meaning. I think the channel that talked about this is called Legal Eagle. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. All right. So let's move on. I think I'm gonna go to the last slide. I wanna end with a little discussion about what's going on with ICE. Again, for people who probably have just joined, this is what we are talking about today. We're talking about ICE. We're talking about the shootings of two people. Well, as I said, there were more people shot, but only two of them were very, very famous because it were captured on camera. The first one is this lady who was shot in her car in Minneapolis, and uh, people say she was in her rights to not not follow their instructions, and other people say, well, she should have listened to what they were asking her, and she shouldn't have taken off with her car because I thought she was trying to harm them with her car. The other guy is Alex, and Alex was shot again on camera while he was filming. And again, a lot of people say he shouldn't have been shot because he was just practicing his First Amendment and his Second Amendment of carrying a concealed weapon. And others say, well, ICE officers were afraid that they would be harmed. So I want to end with a couple of discussion questions. This is the first one. Can a government enforce immigration laws without eroding trust in communities? How? Because what's happening now, there is a huge break in trust between the United States citizens, even citizens like Americans, and the American government. There is a huge gap now, and uh, a lot of people don't agree anymore with their government or with ICE, with their forces. Good shoot. Uh, Saidi, hi. Saidi, how are you doing? And where are you joining us from? And Lost Dog says, good shoot. Okay. Why? Why is it? It's a human life, man. It's a human life. Whether we agree with the guy, with Alex, whether we don't agree with him, that's a human life. That's a human life. So, how do you think? How do you think we can build back the trust between the government and the people? Saidi, where are you joining us from? Morocco. Nice. Same. I'm from Morocco as well. All right. So I'm waiting for your suggestions of how can we build back this trust between the US government and all the actions they have been taking and the American citizens. Because a lot of American citizens right now are out protesting. Let me show you a picture. A lot of people are out protesting now because they are absolutely not okay with what's going on. Saidi, is this your first time watching our channel? So do you have any suggestions? How can we fix things in the United States now? How can we fix things? Brian, have you gone? Yeah, okay, nice. Make sure to subscribe. You will not regret following this channel. It's a nice channel. And also it's helping a Moroccan brother. It's the first time. Cool. We hope it won't be the last time. So I hope there will be some good ideas about how can we fix, how can we heal this divide that's happening in the United States because of these shootings. Because of, well, I mean, it's innocent people being killed by ICE, and a lot of people just like Viney Speed, like others, just agreeing with that. Like Stony, I think the other guy was called. Well, I think we come to the end then, I think, of this live stream. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video a little bit. I hope you've learned a couple of information about what's happening with the ICE situation. And thank you so much for watching.